All right, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Chiang Mai. You know, since I've been here, I've had a couple of bouts with some food poisoning, but even that only lasted a couple hours both times. And I've had the cracked rib where I fell on my steps, and then I had the tooth problem here several weeks ago. But finally getting sick here has caught up with me. I'm not sure what it is. I have full body ache. I have sore throat, and I can feel where my glands are sore to the touch. Sore throat every time I swallow. I have a headache that won't go away even with taking Advil. And that's been going on for about 3 days now. So I'm finally kind of giving in and going to go to the hospital. Now here in Thailand, and I've probably mentioned this before, you probably can go to any pharmacy, you know, and the pharmacist can kind of do an evaluation for you and kind of prescribe medications accordingly. But I decided to go to Doi Saket Hospital, which is only 5 minutes from where I live. One of the reasons why I'm doing this is if you live in the city, you have several hospitals you can choose from. Bangkok Hospital, Ram Hospital, McCormick Hospital, just to mention a few. But what if you lived out here in the Doi Saket area, which is probably around 30 kilometers from the city? What are your options as far as hospitals? And that's why I want to check out this hospital, take you along with me. Now, I may not be able to film inside the hospital. I doubt I would be able to. But I'll talk about the process, the evaluation, and the cost of my trip to the hospital. And hopefully it'll help some of you out if you're visiting Chiang Mai, you just happen to be in this area if you get an illness or an injury out here. So follow me to Doi Saket Hospital and I'll let you know how this little adventure goes. All right, so I've made it here to the hospital. It's probably pretty loud because it's right next to the 118, which runs between Chiang Mai and Chiang Rai. But this is the front of the hospital. So this is Doi Saket Hospital here. That's the highway. All right, so I'm going to head inside and try to figure out what's going on with me. I know it's more than a man cold, but we'll let the doctor kind of figure that out and everything. But I'll let you know about the evaluation, any medications, and what my final review of it is. So I'll probably see you when I get out of here. Well, I hope you can hear me over the noise. So far I've gone in, I did the registration, they needed my passport. I had my driver's license because they needed my address also where I live. And I was sent to another area where they took my temperature, my blood pressure. It was interesting, they used the old mercury temperature to put underneath my arm and take my temperature. And so I got that done. And once again, they will find an English speaker for you if you don't speak Thai. I would like to say there's probably, what do you say, Dana? Probably 40 or 50 people in that waiting room in there.
Yes, easily.
It's a very busy day. I'm easily, at least Westerner, the only foreigners here today. This is definitely where all the local Thais come to get services. But I'm very happy with you know, how we've been taken care of. You know, as far as them finding someone who speaks English for us. We're waiting outside right now in this area. And really it's nothing to see, just a wall. That's the entrance to the place, and a check-in area. But no, it's very local. It's definitely not, you know, your modern Bangkok hospital or your Chiang Mai Ram hospital. But to me, it's going to be all about the service. And like I said, I'll let you know how that goes at the end. All right, so I am done here at Doi Saket Hospital. And so one of the things I learned when I was reading up on the hospital is part of, I guess, the community healthcare infrastructure. This hospital, along with some of the clinics in the area, is for the community can have access to healthcare. And that was a little concerning as I was reading that, because I was like, you know, am I taking something away from someone as a foreigner coming to this hospital? But as I read further, it specifically said that this is for the citizens here in Doi Saket as well as visitors. So it did emphasize that. And so we arrived here at 9:25. I went through, I got all my vitals done. We were sat outside and we waited, and an hour and a half went by before they came and got us. They took me to an area where I sat maybe 2 minutes, and then I went in and saw the doctor. Now, the doctor did, I think, a very good, thorough investigation. One of the things that, she said was, I'm glad you came in. She said, because I know some people come in because they are concerned about dengue fever. You know, she said the thing about dengue fever is you will have the fever, but you wouldn't have the other symptoms that you have, such as sore throat and, you know, the headache, the really bad headache, those kind of things. So she ruled that out right away. She did look down at my tonsil. She said there's redness, but it's not inflamed. It's not inflamed to the point where there's pulse spikes or anything like that. So that was good. So she said it's probably some kind of viral infection that will go away on its own, but it would help just to numb the symptoms of it or suppress that. So she mentioned 2 or 3 medications that I remember, but I'll show you the medications here in a second. But let me tell you what this cost me. I'm gonna show you here on the paper, just in case you don't believe me. So this right here, I don't know if you can see it at the bottom here, but yep, it came to 141 baht. And yes, yes, YouTube. There's my doctor right there. Yes, very good doctor. Wow, small world. This happens.
Probably at lunch for them.
Yeah. But I tell you this right here, you know I could have ran to Chiang Mai Ram or Bangkok Hospital. I probably could have walked in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, got seen by the doctor on my way out. And it wasn't about saving money for me. It was more about experiencing this. And I would tell you, sitting there for an hour and a half, what it did to me, it humbled me and it reminded me of how grateful I am to live here and to have the resources that I needed to go anywhere I want to in reality. But I will say this about the hospital. You can tell inside it is kind of dated. But what I will tell you that's updated is the personality, the professionalism of the nurses here. I actually saw nurses in white uniform, old school type nurses. But the people were so pleasant, and they knew I didn't speak Thai. When they found that out, they searched around, they found someone who did speak Thai, one of the employees here, and they, English. And they just walked me, pretty much held my hand and led me to where I needed to be. So it was indeed a great experience. And this is just not a ragtag hospital. You know, I know someone that lives here in Doi Saket that had a heart attack, and they were brought to this hospital where they were stabilized, and then they were transferred to the hospital of their choice in the city. I think it was Bangkok Hospital, where later on they had stents put in. So this was a good experience for me. It's good to know that there's some place that is 7 minutes away from me if something does happen, and that these are caring people that really care about the people that come in here, I feel. So that's it. If you've had any kind of experience here in, my wife is pointing me, you haven't showed. So 141 baht also included the medication. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 medications.
$4.34.
So it came to about $4.34 total. You know, amoxicillin, there's a cough suppressant there. There's a couple pain relievers there for me, and then there's medication that I mix to kind of help keep electrolytes down in me. But yeah, and to me, it's just not about the money. It's about the service that I receive and just the caring people here. So if you receive any kind of medical treatment here in Doi Saket, not Doi Saket, but just in Thailand in general, that you'd like to share with everyone else down in the comments, please feel free. If you would do me a favor, if you would not only like and subscribe, but if you can hit that notification bell, because someone mentioned to me that they're not receiving my videos when they're released, and I found out through research that notification bell is very important. So I appreciate you every week. I love you, and I will see you in the next video.